A very warm welcome to one and all to the very first Virtual Youth Parliament being organized by Cambridge International Devi Public School Pushpanjali Enclave. We aim at training responsible citizens and developing, implementing, evaluating and replicating democratic and innovative learning environment. Today we have with us the students of classes 6, 7 and 8 who will be conducting this Virtual Youth Parliament and surely put all of us to thought. This little endeavor on part of these students is a tiny step, but definitely a crucial one to take a step ahead in being more politically conscious and recognize the role played by the dignitaries. With a view to strengthening the roots of democracy, inculcate healthy habits of discipline, tolerance of the views of others, this youth parliament aims at enabling the student community to know something about the working of parliament. Students are also going to put forward a debate on the current topic, New Farm Land Bill 2020, introduced by central government. Gauri, I would like you to continue.
The youth of today is the leader of tomorrow. We are just not kids, but the future leaders. To understand our responsibilities, we have to come together to participate in this virtual youth parliament. We are motivated that our actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become great leaders who will work to make our country prosper.
I welcome you all to the National Youth Parliament session. We will start with the first item in the list of business, which is oath or affirmation. Members to take the oath or affirmation. Secretary General, please.
Miss Drishti, who stands elected from the Kolkata South constituency of West Bengal, will now to take the oath or affirmation. Madam, do you want to take the oath or affirmation?
Oath, please.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
In English, please. I, Trishti, having been elected a member of the lower house of Youth Parliament, do swear in the name of the God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
We are confident that your contribution would be very fruitful to both the House and the country.
Miss Anisha, who stands elected from the Irakuram constituency of Kerala, will now to take the oath or affirmation. Ma'am, do you want to take the oath or affirmation?
Oath, please.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
In English, please. I, Anisha, having been elected a member of the lower house of the Youth Parliament, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
We are delighted to welcome you, and we look forward to your contribution to the cause of the nation. Honorable members, as we meet today, it is my sad duty to inform the House of the demise of Mr. Ramvilas Paswan and E.T.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to pay my tribute to the 18 Indian soldiers who lost their lives to the cruel war-like situation. The Centre has announced a compensation of Rs 10 lakhs to the bereaved families of the deceased. It is a pain which cannot be expressed in words. My condolences are with grieving family members, and the entire nation mourns with them for the loss of our brethren and their families.
Tributes paid by you and the leader of house. 18 of our soldiers lost their lives in the violent border clash. We mourn the loss and stand along with the people fighting against the forms of violence. I would like to associate myself and to the
I am saddened beyond words. There is a void in our nation that will perhaps never be filled. Shri Ram Vilas Paswanji's demise is a personal loss. I have lost a friend, valued colleague, and someone who was extremely passionate to ensure every poor person leads a life of dignity.
The House may be in silence for a while to express our deep sorrow. Secretary General may convey the message of condolences to the bereaved family.
Yes, sir.
The next item in the list of businesses is the introduction of new ministers. Prime Minister to introduce new ministers.
Honorable Speaker, I have the pleasure in introducing to you and though you to the House my colleague, the new minister, Mr. Pranav Gupta, Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution.
Members, let us move on to the next item in our list of business today. The question of question number 8, Aditi.
Honorable Speaker, through you, I would like to ask the Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution System, A. What measures are being taken by the government to provide thrust to the grave matter of food security? Secondly, what is the status of the implementation of the TPDS scheme and what measures are being undertaken under the scheme to deal efficiently with the problem at hand?
Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution System, Mr. Pranav.
Honorable Speaker, through you, the Minister will now answer the first question posed by Ms. Aditi on the floor of the House. During the Planning Commission era, the allocation of food grains to states and UTs was done on the basis of consumption. In the course of previous 10 years, it was the average annual offtake of food grains that was taken into consideration at that time of introduction of TPDS. The earlier allocation was 10 kg per month, which was doubled to 20 kg per family per month at 50% of the economic cost in April 2000. This was further substantially increased to 25 kg in 2001. Currently, the allocation is done as per the National Food Security Act 2013, which provides for a pan-India coverage up to 75% of the rural population and up to 50% of the urban population. Under this very act, the beneficiaries of the public distribution system are entitled to 5 kg per person per month of subsidized cereals at the following prices: rice at rupees 3 per kg, wheat at rupees 2 per kg, coarse grains at rupees 1 per kg. Moreover, under the Antyodaya Anna Yojana, each household has been allotted 35 kg of food grains per month at the same subsidized price.
Honorable Speaker, the country has witnessed a sudden surge in the suicide rates of farmers due to indebtedness. What are the steps the government has taken to curb this violence? Why does the government not pool out resources for the welfare of indebted farmers by giving waivers? In the words of President Eisenhower, farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil and you are 1,000 miles away from the cornfield.
Minister of Finance, Ms. Vidushi Singla.
Honorable Speaker, I will thank the Honorable Member for bringing such a critical issue to the floor of the House. The suicide of farmers is indeed a grave concern for the country, and the Government of India is taking sincere steps
to ensure the well-being of farmers. It is very necessary to understand that loan waiver will never help the farmer. Instead of that, it will ensure the reputation of the vicious poverty cycle. To help farmers, government has introduced social welfare schemes like crop insurance, interest-free loans so that we can ensure the development of farmers, and we are striving to achieve the goal of double-fold increase in farmers' income by 2022. We are also focusing on technology-intensive farming, and we have collaborated with technology-advanced countries in order to tackle the problems of our food provider. Today, on the floor of the House, I pledge to end the woeful plight without creating hell for our food provider.
Honorable Speaker, through you, I would like to ask Honorable Prime Minister about the new farmlands bills. Will the Prime Minister be pleased to state why these new farm bills have created insecurities among Indian farmers?
Mr. Arnav,
There are many rumors about this bill. Let me discuss the main provisions. The Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Bill 2020. The main provisions are: the new legislation will create an ecosystem where the farmers and traders will enjoy freedom of choice of sale and purchase of agri-produce. It will also promote barrier-free interstate and intrastate trade and commerce outside the physical premises of markets notified under state agriculture produce marketing legislation. The farmers will not be charged any cess or levy for sale of their produce and will not have to be a transport cost. The bill also proposes an electronic trading in transition platform for ensuring a seamless trade electronically. In addition to mandates, freedom to do trading at farm gate, cold storage, warehouse, processing units, etc. Farmers will be able to engage in direct marketing, thereby eliminating intermediaries, resulting in full realization of price. There is nothing to worry about. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.
Okay, Mr. Prime Minister, thank you for your concern, but it's not like you think. The condition going before the rules were like if a farmer wants to sell some crops to a biscuit company or a fast food company, they were not allowed to do that. They were allowed to sell their crops to APMC mandis where there were many agents assigned by the government that told a rate for the crops above MSP, which is minimum support rate. And if the farmers couldn't sell their crops in APMC mandis, they can sell their crops in FCI Food Corporation of India at MSP rate. There were mandis in many areas and every farmer had their selected mandi and they were not allowed to sell their crops to another mandi. For example, a farmer from Uttar Pradesh cannot sell their APMC mandis to APMC of Haryana. And after the law, many agents in the APMC mandi lost their jobs, and as the farmers were allowed to sell their crops to private companies and to any APMC they wanted, the agents started protesting.
so yes, Mr. Ayushman, I really respect your opinion, but as we all know that the President of India gave his assent to the three new farm bills, namely the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020, the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020, and the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. And the opposition and farmer organizations continue to protest against these laws. But the inflation data shows that the retail and the wholesale prices for important food items such as cereals, pulses, vegetables and fruits move in tandem. This means farm gate prices are not completely divorced from the prices prevailing in retail markets, and as intermediaries do pass on profit and loss to the farmers, abolishing intermediaries or at least some levels of intermediaries will ensure that the farmer gets a bigger share of price paid by the consumer and hence improve agricultural incomes.
Ms. Bhuvi, I disagree with your statement here. According to me, these bills will help no one except big corporate and destroy farmers' livelihood. These three bills may liberate farmers from the clutches of middlemen, also known as arhatiyas. State governments will lose mandi tax, also a huge source of revenue for them. The bills represent an unprecedented encroachment into the rights of the states. Agriculture is a state subject under the Constitution.
As a result, the government's hyperbole of doubling farmers' income and offering them higher support prices has been exposed. The Indian Farmers' Protest is an ongoing protest against these three farm acts only, which were passed by the Parliament of India in September 2020. Farmer unions and their representatives have demanded that the laws be repealed and will not accept anything short of it.
Miss Ayushi, you have made some very good points. However, I have some contradicting opinion on this subject. I would like to go ahead and state those. It is an undisputed fact that there was no consultation undertaken by the central government at the time of promulgating the ordinances and subsequently while pushing the bills through the Parliament, notwithstanding the several pro-corporate and perceived anti-farmer provision in the farm laws. The Union government has bypassed the federal structure by legislating on the subjects that exclusively fall within the domain of the state government under the state list of the schedule of the Constitution. The global experience across agriculture markets demonstrates that the corporatization of agriculture without a security net in the form of an assured payment guarantee to the farmers results in the exploitation of the farmers of the hands of big business.
I respect your opinion, Miss Navya, but I think you have some misunderstandings. The money system remains intact and their loans be cleared. The bills had been claimed by the farmers to dismantle the monopoly of the mandis, but it is rather introducing an additional market channel running parallelly with existing system to ensure free trade. This new legislation has nothing to do with the MPS. It is merely providing freedom of choice to sell and buy the products using mandis as stated by the Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar. The farmers have moved towards a freer and more flexible system. Selling produces outside the physical territory of the mandis will be an additional marketing channel for the farmers. The new bill has not brought any major drastic changes, only a parallel system working with the existing system. Prior to these bills, farmers can sell their produce to the whole world, but via the e-NAM system only.
Okay, Ms. Kashika. Thank you for your concern, but I disagree with you at this statement, as there is no guarantee that the farmers' income will be increased by these bills. If we take the example of Bihar, when the state abolished agriculture produce market committees or APMCs in 2006, farmers got lower prices for their produce than the MSP, which is minimum support price. So, agriculture economists are suggesting that it is important to strengthen the agriculture produce market committees instead of transferring the responsibility to private entities.
But, Mr. Doshi, the new farm bills passed will give freedom to the farmers to trade with the traders according to their mindset. The bills will help the farmers as they will allow the farmers to control the whole process. Also, the boundaries are removed from the farmer's self. All the bills are providing a serious protection towards farmers' welfare. The bills are creating such an ecosystem in which farmers can enjoy their lives and could be as much with their produce as they want. The bills are made to vanish all the problems faced by the farmers earlier, like low crop prices, high interest rates, overproduction, crop wastage, etc. These bills will aware the farmers about the MSP or minimum support price. The bills will provide the farmers with precise amounts of their crops and will also bring the price stability.
Okay, Mr. Devansh. Thank you for your concern, but I don't agree with you. There are three new farm bills proposed by the government against which a nationwide protest by the farmers is going on. Taking them one by one, the first bill, that is the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020, due to this bill, the commission agents will lose their business and end up in unemployment. Eventually, it will put an end to the MSP, that is Minimum Support Price Based Procurement System. The second is the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020, in which the corporates and traders will be smart players as the farmers have weak negotiation skills to grab a fruitful deal for themselves. In case of disputes, corporates, or any other sponsor will have an edge. It gives independence to corporates and not to farmers, as there is no mention of MSP in the bill, and the same is the reason for protest by the farmers. The last bill is the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. This allows freedom to stock commodities that will lead to exploitation, as the big companies will charge exorbitant prices. Considering the flaws in these bills, I don't think they are beneficial to either the farmers in the long run or the middlemen and the common man. And I think there needs to be a further discussion on this topic before the bill is passed and becomes a law.
In every state in India, the state government can set up something called APMC, an Agriculture Produce Market Committee. The APMC sets up markets or mandis or yards in several places in the state, which is where the farmers bring their produce and wholesale and retail traders come to buy the produce via auctions. The APMCs across the countries ensure that the farmers get a fair price for their produce and aren't forced to make a distress sale. Plus, the idea is to get rid of middlemen. The buyers and commission agents are regulated by the APMCs by providing them licenses, levying market fee, and any such charges were always regulated. The new marketplace law says that farmers can sell their produce anywhere and not just in the APMC approved marketplace, and they can sell interstate, intrastate, or even online. According to the union government, this law is being brought in to give freedom of choice to farmers. They will have a variety of marketplace, and this is actually going to be good for the farmers. The idea is not to shut down APMCs, but to expand the farmers' choices.
This government is working day and night for each and every section of the society. Let us all support and cooperate. We have waited for 75 years. Let us wait for a few more years.
Thank you all for such a power-packed discussion. Let us move forward with the next question. Mr. Pravan, please.
To you, Honorable Mr. HRD, come to the Research and Organization. There are two main problems in Indian education. First, low adult literacy in India, and second, difficulties faced by students in higher education. How is the government supposed to tackle these problems?
Minister of Human Resource Development, Ms. Arshia.
In India, a person aged 7 years and above who can both read and write with understanding in any language has been taken as literate. The adult literacy rate is the percentage of population 15 to 24 years old who can both read and write with understanding short, simple statements in everyday life. The adult literacy rate has shown an upward trend for females as well as males. It increased from 61% to 69.3% during the period 2001 to 2011. This indicator, being a statement about the stock of human capital as per NSSO's 73rd round findings, adult literacy rate stands 70.5% for the year 2017.
Any supplementary questions? The floor is now open for supplementary questions. The question answer sessions end now. Honorable Minister of Health, Ms. Geetal.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay on the table a copy of annual report, Hindi and English versions of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi for the year 2019 along with the audited accounts following notifications of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Department of Health and Family Welfare. A copy of review, Hindi and English versions by the Government of Working of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Bhopal for the year 2019 to 2020.
I would like to thank all the ministers and debaters for such an informative and interesting discussion. The House is adjourned till the next session. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Very well spoken, dear kids. You stirred our thought process in a wholly new dimension. I would take this opportunity on behalf of the entire school to thank you all viewers for being a patient audience. I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the parents, students and teachers involved for their contribution in making the event a success. Thank you everyone. Now I request you all to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे